So it's been quite a bit since I last streamed Mario Kart, and it's a little bit contentious because of that. The content is, I wouldn't say the worst, but it's definitely not the best. It's kind of got that like Fire Emblem thing going on, where there's like a lot to do in a short amount of time. So, I mean, there's stuff to do, there's cups to grind, but it's just not as engaging as it used to be, and I don't know. They haven't even given like a time slot as to when multiplayer is going to release. But hopefully when that does release, it does get like a resurgence of people. Because as of now, it's just kind of, I mean, boring. You know? Even when the game first came out, there was lots of people watching. It was really interesting to see what was happening, where it was going. But it just got increasingly more and more greedy. Because even after a race, sometimes it'll be like, oh, here's this beginner bundle, why don't you buy it? And there was also that fiasco with the gold pass, and I think people just kind of got a little fed up with what was going on. So, I mean, with that, it's a different story. Games are buggy, you know. A delayed game, you know, is eventually good, but a game released bad is very divisive. But I do tend to log on like every day just to get the rewards and get a few cups done. Honestly, I just put it on like autopilot, put it to like 50cc and just let it go, because it's a little mindless, but it has to be done. So it's just kind of like Fire Emblem like that, where if you have like the Tempest Trials or the Golden Gauntlet or Forging Bonds, you just kind of let the game play itself, and that's not fun, you know, because you have to reach these high scores that you can't reach in within realistically a day or two. Some of them, you know, they take like a week to 2 weeks to get there, especially if you're busy. Like, you don't have time all day to just sit there and grind out these points. So I tend to just let these type of games autoplay while I'm working or what have you, housework. But other than that, let's talk about the game. So the last time I recorded was the Paris tour. And since then, they've done like the Halloween, they started the winter tour, and what else? Well, first of all, the Paris tour, or no, I'm completely wrong. The last one I did was the Tokyo tour with Hakama Mario and Kimono Peach. That's the one if you're on my main Twitch channel, you'll see, like right below the video, there's that art that I did of Peach and Pauline. And that's directly based off of that. So that was a while ago. That was a really long time ago. So to pull it back, yeah, the last one I did was the Tokyo tour, and then Paris tour happened, the Halloween tour, that kind of stuff. Let me like switch this up. Oh, and because people always ask, I'll do the character thing. Where is it at? That was the menu. So these are the ones I have so far. As far as the top tier stuff, I have a really big problem with this guy because he was given for free a little while ago, and that's when the whole Gold Pass problem was happening. And basically everybody that signed up for the Gold Pass, from what I read, had like a 50-50 chance to keep it. And I was one of the people that was unable to keep it. So you lost out on this guy because they gave him away for free. And I mean, that sucks. But I did pull for Peach, and I actually got Mario instead. And then I pulled for, of course, King Boo, but I got regular King Boo, I believe. And then for like Christmas Mario, Pink Gold Peach, I couldn't care less. So, for brevity though, I did pull on Peach, Pink Gold Peach, and I did get one of the cars. Other than that, like, a lot of these characters I really don't care too much about. Like, I got Peach out on accident. I pulled really hard for Pauline. I got him, I think, during a stream. But, see, in Fire Emblem Heroes, if you really like a character, you can upgrade them, you know? So say I'm a huge fan of Larry or whatever. You know, you can trade in tokens and stuff like that to make him, you know, gold, and then eventually, like, what is this, tier 3, basically? So this is essentially like a 4-star, no, sorry, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. You know, and if you really like those characters, you should be able to kind of bring them along. But unfortunately, you know, say I'm playing Mario Kart, but I fucking hate Mario. You know, I'm forced to use Metal Mario, I'm forced to use Hakama Mario, I'm forced to use Musician Mario. Which is just problematic. But, I mean, regardless. They also did update the control method. Because now, no matter what method you're using, you can auto steer, and it appears at the bottom. This little thing. And it's honestly really helpful, because a lot of the times with drifting, you just kind of bounce and you don't go to where you need to go. And a lot of the cars, sometimes, they just shove you in the wrong direction. And it's really frustrating. Because you want to grab something, or take like a shortcut, or, you know, maybe you're trying to avoid an item. You just slam right into it. Which is, I mean, I don't have to tell you how frustrating that is. And I didn't even get 1 star. So basically, if I go through all these cups, you'll see I'm kind of I haven't gotten 5 stars on a lot of them because I just plow through them. Especially the challenges. Yeah, I tanked on those. Just because, especially right now, there's only like 2 hours left, and I haven't really had the time to like sit down and play. So all this has been building up, and now I gotta like rush to finish it because the tour is gonna be over, and then you lose all those gifts. Oh yeah. So back to what I was saying about like the dry Bowser situation. Because people lost the gold pass, they couldn't collect dry Bowser, and you know that's something you technically pay for. You can buy dry Bowser in certain packs, and you can buy the rubies, and you can pull for him. And to me, that's a little messed up because you're essentially, you know, taking away something that was free and then charging money for it. So I contacted the support and was like, hey, you know, I'm sure you're aware of the problems with the gold pass. I was unable to collect the driver that you offered. Are you guys going to be like compensating that? And they basically were like, no, we're not going to. We don't intend to. And I'm very mild, but I was going to be like, hey, like that's really fucked up. There's always some sort of compensation when something happens. Again, I keep sourcing Fire Emblem heroes because anytime there's a bug, anytime there's even a mistranslated sentence or whatnot, they literally give you the currency, which is orbs. They'll literally give you like 5 to 20 orbs, depending on how severe the discrepancy was. And they hand out orbs like candy. And that's one of the things that kind of really pulls you in, is because you can get all these in-game currencies, you can work for them, you can save them, you could do all this stuff, and it's really fun, and it's easy to use, of course. So, oh well. Hopefully this gets me through. And I mean, that's another thing. The whole thing with the frenzies it's just, I mean, to me it's just so asinine, because you have to rely on depending on your character chance, a 1 to 5% chance to hit a 3 item in a row box, and that will boost your score. But for some of these like cups and challenges, it's not RNG so much as it is like you have to get these. You will not score good unless you get frenzies. It's impossible. If you tried your best and never hit a frenzy in one of these cups, but you know, you check the ranking and the person right above you has like 50,000 points because they got lucky and they hit 3 frenzies in a row each cup, or each tour, like these little 4 square, you know, you're just fucked. And it brings up the age-old question of like, is this game pay to win? Because if you whale out like your favorite character, right, you have a higher chance of getting your frenzy, because the more merges you have, which is again similar to Fire Emblem, the more merges you have, the better your character is. And the same thing with the carts and the gliders and whatnot. You know, those stack, and you want the combo time, and you want the frenzy bonus, and you want the point bonus. So it's, again, it's just problematic. There's almost nothing in this game that's airtight. Every system, every element of this game is flawed, and I would sometimes go far enough to say severely flawed. And that, you know, impacts the player base. You know, you don't want to play a game that's frustrating to play, that's unfair, that's constantly, you know, asking you, hey, buy this, buy that, because you don't, I mean, even if you spend the money, you don't feel like it went anywhere. You know what I mean? If you bought like 45 rubies and you bought a 10 chance at the pipe, and then you didn't get what you wanted, you got like these really, you got the silver characters, like quote unquote 3-star characters. You can't really use them, because as soon as you get a high end or the 5-star characters, the 3-star are instantly obsolete because they have a cap. They can't go over a certain point. I believe for the 3-star racers, it's like, let me see, maybe 600? Let me see if I have anybody that's maxed out. I don't. But then the gold gets higher, and then, let's use stars because it's easier for me to think about. The 3-star have a small cap. The gold, the 4-star have a little bit higher, and then the 5-star have the highest cap, and it's like 800, I think. And you can't reach that if you're using only silver. Which is why I'm glad they give you so much in those present boxes. I don't know. And that's not to say that this game is like the worst thing or like incredibly problematic or I hate it or something like that. Because it does have its moments. It is fun. It's really nice to see characters like Pauline and like even the King Boo from Luigi's Mansion get like a rebirth almost. It's nice, but it's not nice when they attach a price tag to it, because then it loses its charm. But I see a lot of problems with that, because even the community is like dwindling and shrinking, and it's getting really, really small. People that, you know, picked up this game to stream, such as myself, we don't really have an incentive to play, because it's, I don't know. And even this, like, you can't collect more than 300 coins daily, which is like, if you want to grind those coins, grind them, because sometimes there's nothing better to do. And your character points are maxed out, your coins are maxed out, you know, you can't do everything in one day. Whilst with some other games, you totally can. There's no ceiling. You know, if you wanted to sit there for 12 hours a day and just work and work and work, that's possible. With Mario Kart Tour, you reach a limit that's artificial. There's no reason why that they can't lift the ceiling on that and just let you collect as many coins as you want and max out as many drivers as you want. And I mean, I hate to just keep quoting, or not quoting, but referencing Fire Emblem, but you know, sometimes I play that game for hours at a time, because you have so many characters, you have so many ways to train them. You can, oh shit, like that. Damn, with the steering. Well, I bolted that. But you have so many different ways to interact with the game, and this just doesn't. And that's really, it just hurts, because I wish it was better, and I'm sure a lot of people wish it was better too. And it can be better. Like that. This is what I'm talking about. This value pack, this pops up so frequently. I've never, I mean, I've played other games that do that, and they try to pressure you to be like, hey, here's this, it's only like $1.99. But if you have a player base of 1 million, 2 million people, and $1, that's still gonna add up. And it's not like Nintendo doesn't have money. You can't tell me that they really, really need money. But this is one of those games where if you're unhappy with it and you don't like their practices, you have to starve them financially. Because look at Super Mario Run. There was a big price tag on after you install the game. You can play it for free for a little bit, you can do a couple challenges, but if you want to continue, you have to buy it. You can't progress any further than that. You must spend, I think it was $10. And a lot of people were really turned off to that. And, you know, people spoke with their wallets and they said, hey, we don't like this. And the game didn't perform well. And it just kind of tanked. And that's, I feel so stupid, like a parent or like a critic, but Nintendo really learned from that. And unfortunately they learned in the bad way, because you see this game, which is heavily monetized. And even, I want to say back a couple of years ago, you were able to play some games and like watch a video or like do something, and then they would give you like in-game currency. And that was really fun, because it felt like you worked hard for the currency that you got. And when you spent it, you were like, you felt so euphoric and stuff like that. But then again, those games had different currencies and economics and stuff like that. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. All I can really think of is Fire Emblem, and I keep bringing it back to that, and it's just such a blatant example of night and day. So, I mean, I pretty much started streaming just to stream Mario Kart Tour, because it was, one, really fun. The community was awesome. I met a lot of good people, you know, around this game. But as time grew on, and then this game kind of sank and sank and sank, nobody's streaming it anymore. I'm positive if you check, you know, the Twitch page right now for Mario Kart Tour, it's less than 10 people streaming and watching altogether. But if you checked back like a month ago, there would be more. If you checked out at maybe 2 months ago, there was like almost 1,000. You know, it was really prominent. So, as a critic, as a fan, as a father, I just wanted to do better, because it totally can. And as soon as they release multiplayer, I guarantee everybody's, not everybody, but a lot of people are going to flock back. And that's a little exciting, because that means they'll want to add more things and more gifts and more things to do for the new players. I just hope they don't like monetize like another like starter bundle. Because with the Fire Emblem Hero community, the problem that a lot of people have is the bundles. Because you get these like quote unquote competitive bundles. And even for Black Friday, they had like a discounted bundle where you get like a 5-star character and some gems and some orbs, which are like more currency. And that was cool. Of course I fall through the fucking... and then I lose the frenzy. Great. But, I mean, the best thing you can do, again, as a fan, as a critic, leave your feedback. You know, tell Nintendo, hey, I don't like this, or I don't appreciate that, or this is broken, or this is not working the way it should. A lot of people feel like it falls on deaf ears, but I don't know. I like to be positive and think that, you know, everybody can learn from their mistakes. I don't want to criticize this game too hard because it's Nintendo. I have the soft spot for Nintendo. But even with the Nintendo Creator Program for the YouTube content creators, that was rather scummy. But they learned from it, and they changed their policies and they gave people their money back, and people were not as upset. Oh boy, I'm reaching the EXP limit. And I haven't been playing for that long. I always do like troubleshooting for like an hour, just in case for the stream. And I was just kind of like running this in the background. And it wasn't... I did maybe like 10 races. If not less. Oh, super unpopular opinion, but I hate this guy. I really, really don't like him. And I actually pulled for Vacation Peach because I was like, oh, she looks really cool. And she's got the coin box, which is really, really good. And then I got this guy, and I was really upset. Not only does he have a really stupid special skill, this I feel is extremely useless, the Mushroom Cannon. But I don't like Shy Guys, I don't like costume changes, which sounds ridiculous because I was going for, you know, Vacation Peach. Because, like, this is really cute. But you just colored the Shy Guy white, gave him a hat, and then on some of his animations, he has a whisk. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. But it's whatever. I got to use them on the Paris tour. Pretty much the only character I really, really wanted was Pauline. And I spent like a gift card to get her, basically. I got 2 of the highest packs. And then I got her. But as soon as New York? As soon as the New York tour was over, she's basically useless now. Which that was like the beginning, the culling of all these problems, right? Because me, as a supporter, as a buyer, as a customer, I spent money to get a character in a gacha game like this, and then you instantly invalidate her the following, you know, week or month or whatever. Like for instance, right in front of me is that toad, the pit stop toad, and it's like, not only is he not even the high class one, he's just a gold, and like no track uses him, and then the ones that do, he's not a 5-star or a high end basically, so he's irrelevant. Again, with the whole power creeping thing, if you have a 4-star, a gold character, why would you ever use a gold character when you can use a pink high-end 5-star character? There's no point. They don't get you enough points, they don't get you the good combo. Usually they don't even have good items. I think very rarely do you have like a... No, I take that back. I was gonna say, you know, rarely do you have a 5-star high-end character that has like a crappy special skill. But let's take a look. Because there are clear examples of which items are good and which ones are bad. I didn't even check the daily thing today. Oh, I did. Which, I do kind of like this, because you can exchange your coins for stuff that you might not have. And some of the high-end, like 5-star characters can appear here too, which, like Metal Mario pops up, Dry Bowser popped up once, but they're expensive, you know? So it's not like you can just kind of pop in, pop out, grab one and go, because a high-end character costs about 12,000 coins, which again, 1, you have a limit, and 2, if you want to get more coins in the day, you have to use a coin rush. Now, you can either spend your rubies, or you can spend a ticket. And as far as I remember, they usually give you like 1. If you like finish all of it. These are upgrade tickets. What is that? What does it look like? It's got a coin on it. Oh, no, you know what? It's over here. Tickets. No. Challenges, these things. They'll usually give you... Oh. Okay, well, scratch that, I'm completely wrong. I thought that they gave you a ticket if you did some amount of challenges, or you got to a certain present. Which, let me open it before I forget. Oh, look! Try Bowser. So, I mean, that's good too, that some people can get, or some drivers can get a rerun, because you can always merge them. So that's cool. That works. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. And then you do get a lot of these, where are they at? These like tickets. Especially these item tickets. Oh my god. You can't get rid of them fast enough. They just give you, they hand them out like candy. You have so many of them. Here it is, coin rush ticket. Star ticket. The good thing is that the tickets carry over, because when the game first started, you got like all these grand stars, and you're like, oh, I wonder what these are used for. And then they were gone. You know, the next tour they're gone. So it's like a score counter basically. But I do have to like grind this out real quick before I forget. But let me take a quick break. I am out of tea. I need to make some more real quick. So I'm gonna put this on autopilot real quick and I'll be right back.